Skysage.com is a platform that puts people, travelers, first-time travelers, senior citizens, etc., in touch with other travelers who are more experienced in air travel. A lot of parents hesitate to come to North America, and sometimes difficult for them to navigate. I thought there should be a platform where travelers and travel buddies can be put in touch.
And I want to be a travel companion for someone and help out. What does that look like?
So now to become a travel companion, you need to register. You need to also upload a government ID so that I can verify that this is a real person.
What is the price that I can quote? Is there a range? Like if I want to be a travel companion?
The price is something you decide on your own. So some people decide that they don't want to charge anything. They can put zero as the price. But some people decide that they want to charge $150. They can do that as well, or $200, whatever.
I wish this existed last year. Hi everyone, I'm Priya from It's Okay Yaar, and we have a fantastic guest with us, Ketaki, today, who's building Skyage. Most of us have a very unique problem that we face because we live abroad, and when our parents are traveling internationally, mostly for the first time, we're really worried if they will have a travel companion, will their experience will be smooth, especially if they don't speak English. We find it even more difficult, and we are in that anxious stage. And I think Skyage is solving for something like that. And when I heard about it, when Ketaki reached out, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to bring her and share it with you all. So again, I just wanted to, I'm so thankful, Ketaki, that you have decided to spend time with us to share about Skyage. But welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm great, Priya, and thank you so much for having me on the show. It's wonderful to be here and to be able to talk about Sky Sage. Thank you so much again.
Absolutely. And for everyone who's new here, I am Priya from It's Okay Yaar, and welcome back to our channel. And if you're new today, It's Okay Yaar is a content platform for South Asian immigrants, and we aim to educate, entertain, and empower them. With that, we will get straight into the topic, which is really solving for the challenge that if my parents are visiting the US for the first time or are just traveling internationally for the first time, how do I make this experience super smooth for them? So, Ketaki, talk to us a little bit about the fact that what made you begin Skyage? Because I clearly remember when my parents were visiting last year, and they live in Durgapur, and they had like a long transit to figure out to first Calcutta, then Bombay, and I was like looking for direct flight. I was just so anxious that they'll not be speaking English. I'm not sure how they will be managing. Of course, like I was telling them, like look around in the flight, ask questions, and make sure that you feel comfortable. But talk to us, like what made you begin this, and what is Skyage?
Skysage.com is a platform that puts people, travelers, first-time travelers, senior citizens, etc., in touch with other travelers who are more experienced in air travel. We put them in touch. We are the bridge. We are the platform that puts people in touch with other people on their flight, so that people feel less alone on their journey. So I don't know if you're part of Desi groups here, Indian groups in North America. You'll see that around this time, a lot of people start asking for travel companions for their parents, because spring and summer is when people's parents come from India, and very often they're first time travelers. Even if they speak English, it's sometimes, with the accents and everything, it's sometimes difficult for them to navigate. So a lot of parents hesitate to come to North America, and so that's the reason why, I thought there should be a platform where travelers and travel buddies can be put in touch. So that's the story behind the creation of SkySage.
No, that is so beautiful. And I am so glad when you had reached out, because this is also the time when we start getting questions, and my DMs are going to start getting filled with, hey, Priya, do you know someone who's traveling in May? Like, can you put up a story? And I think last time, in a very unorganized way, we tried, sharing this on It's Okay Yaar and just try helping find people. But now that there is a formal way to do this, I hope people are going to take advantage. But more importantly, like, Ketaki, talk to us about the fact that was there a specific instance, a specific story, what made you start this? Because, a lot of us feel this way, and we're just being scrappy and trying to figure out how to make it work. But we're like not really thinking about solving the problem at the scale that you are. So is there something that inspired you to do that?
Absolutely. So last year there was a couple of senior citizens who left from India to come to the US, and on the way they were on their layover on a European airport. They were assaulted, they were attacked and robbed, and and that they were they were like two of them, a couple. Yet this happened to them. and their children had to go from the US to this European airport and bring them back. Now, the first thought that came to my mind is, how did this happen to them? Were there no other people on the aircraft? Was there nobody else that could have helped them? How did they end up in a secluded place on an airport? Now, so that was the point where I said, oh my God, something has to be done. There were maybe 100, 200 other people on that flight. How did this happen? So that's when I said, okay, there are so many people on that flight, we must put them in touch with senior citizens so that this never happens again. you know so that was the pivotal point. I always knew that something had to be done, but this was the point. I said, now is time. I have to think about it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to
Yeah.
hear, but I think you were the classic example of you saw a problem, you got impacted by it, and then you decided to do something about it. But I would love to see Skyage. But before that, Kate, can you tell us a little bit about your background? Like where are you from? Like are you like a technical person? Like talk to us a little bit about your background and how this is all coming together.
So I'm not a technical person at all. I'm from Bombay. I grew up in Mumbai, and I did all my education there. And then we came to Canada as a family in 2020 during the pandemic. Before that, I was a French teacher in India. I taught French. For quite some time, and then I got into cultural events. So I managed concerts and theater and stuff like that. And then last year, after this happened, I said, okay, let's start a website. Let's do something. Let's work on this platform. I'm not at all technical, but somehow it all worked out.
Yeah, no, the reason I asked this question was like as we were talking and I was going through your LinkedIn and your journey, I was like actually I came across a lot of people with like theater arts background who were common connections because like my husband and I we both studied at MICA. So
Oh
I think there
wow.
was some overlap there, but then I couldn't find anything technical. But I thought it would be a huge miss to not ask this question because a lot of founders just struggle with the fact that I'm not technical. I know of a problem, but how do I solve? So I think you're doing something beautiful. And solving for
Thank
a
you.
real problem. But Ketki, talk to us about SkySage as a platform. And in fact, it would be great if you're able to show us like how it works.
Sure.
Like, it will just like help contextualize everything that we've been talking about and people can actually see what this is.
Definitely. So I'll take you to skysage.com.
Yes, I can see your screen.
That's great. I'll just take you to the homepage. So this is what
Okay.
skysage.com looks like. Now, when you are a traveler, when you're looking for a travel companion, you can just simply use, these search tools. You can search by date from airport, via airport to airport, and you can also select a language. If your parents only speak, say, Tamil, or they only speak one language, then you can choose that language. So you find
Can
travel
you click on
companions.
that drop down of
Oh,
languages?
sure,
Just,
sure.
yeah. Oh,
So
that's
there are many languages in here.
okay.
We have, I have
So
tried to
you have
integrate.
the real regional languages as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I've tried
great.
to integrate as many regional languages as I could find. So that people, why not let people,
Yeah.
find other people who speak their language, and then when you search, you find some listings. Now, for example, let's take this listing here. You have somebody going from Toronto Pearson via Amsterdam to Mumbai in on 15th October for Diwali. So now, this person is ready to take a few other people with them, and so here you go and you click and you log in to book. The price that the companion has put up is $89. There will be some charges on top of that, service charges, and then you can go ahead and book. So once you've booked, you can now start communicating with this passenger, and you can then exchange messages with them, etc. 3 days before you're due to fly, you can exchange your phone number, and you can exchange your email ID, etc. with them, and then you can even talk to them. So that's how it works. So
Okay.
this is for the person who's looking for a travel companion.
So one thing here, I think just for everyone, you come into the platform, you put your dates, you find the traveler, then you go in, you see how much they are charging, and then you go. Now, so in this case, there is Sailesh who is very willing to kind of be the travel companion, and he has put a cost of like $89 there. Talk to us. Is there a way if I want to be Sailesh, and
Sure.
I want to be a travel companion for someone and help out? What does that look like?
Definitely. So you go on the home page. From the home page, just wait for it. Yeah. For the home from the home page on the top, you will see a button that says "Become a Travel Companion." So now to become a travel companion, you need to register. You need to put in all your your details in here, first name, last name, etc. You need to also upload a government ID. It could be your driver's license. It could be so that I can
Oh,
verify
that's
that
good.
this is a real person. You know and I have some proof of your identity. And then you log in, you register. Once I check all this, I will approve the profile. And then from then on, you can start listing. So you can post a listing just like Shailesh has done, and that's how it works.
Oh, I love it because I think so many, so many folks would have had this question around like background check or security. And
Yeah.
I think you really answered that question that you're at least taking that ID because if someone is trying to go through an unorganized group, like there's also like just no way to kind of figure it out. And you kind of just created this platform of like bringing both the groups together. I would love to tap into the fact that, what is the price that I can quote? Is there a range? Like if I want to be a travel companion, like is that something that your platform recommends or is that something that I put on? How does that work?
The price is something you decide on your own. You decide your own. So some people decide that they don't want to charge anything. They can put zero as the
Oh,
price. But some people decide that they want to charge $150. They can do that as well, or $200, whatever. I mean, it's up to you to decide your price, and that's it's completely. I think most people would go with a price of $100 to $150 per companion, but it's totally up to them.
so it just totally depends upon you. You're not like kind of holding anyone to the fact that you must or you must not. It totally depends upon you
Totally
on
depends
what
on
you.
you.
And if you don't mind, like talk to us about your business model. Like how does it work for Skyage?
So skysage.com charges a service charge on top of the price that has been mentioned. It's 15% charge. Now that charge is there to help us maintain the site and to keep it
Yeah.
running, and that's about it. So if somebody says that it's we will charge $0, we don't get any commission out of it because 15% of zero is zero. That's fine because this person has shown the greatness of heart of
Yeah.
not charging anything. So skysage.com is more than happy to to not make any money out of that listing.
And for anyone who's listening so far, I hope this is going to be a valuable tool for you. And if you're looking to give back as well while making sure that, you get compensated for your time, I think this is a great platform that Katie has created. But Katie, I know we spent a lot of time talking about the use cases around senior citizens, but talk to us about little like more use cases that you are seeing as you've launched this.
Definitely. So it's not only for senior citizens. Skysage.com has been built with even with solo parents traveling alone with toddlers, babies, or first-time travelers, anxious travelers. Other people who are but not minors. We do not accept minors. To be
Yep.
accompanied or minor companions as well, but for any other case where people are anxious to travel, I think skysage.com is a we're welcoming you.
Got it. Got it. No, that is wonderful. Talk to us about when you went live. Like, has this been done before? Are you looking to go live? Like, what does that timeline, etc., look like?
So we're already live. We went live on 5th April, and it we developed the site over a month and a half. We actually the company was registered in Canada on Makar Sankranti Day, and after that we worked on the website, etc. Lots of ups and downs, bugs that we had to solve, etc. And then we went live on 5th April, and it was. We've had a lot of people posting, a lot of people looking for travel companions as well, a lot of people making their profiles, etc. And we're live, so you can start using the website.
Okay, awesome. And we'll definitely put everything in the description box. So, whether you're looking for someone for your parents to travel this year, or if you want to be a travel companion, I think that would be a great resource. I wish this existed last year. I think I would have had so much less anxiety when my parents and in laws were traveling, because I remember myself going on groups and being like, hey, is anyone
I
going
know.
to be on this flight? So, I think that's great.
So that's the reality, There are many groups that where we see that, people are asking for travel companions, but barely anybody is finding travel buddies, and it's so heartbreaking to see, children saying my 80-year-old,
Yeah.
father wants to travel, and there's nobody to bring that person here, so that person cannot travel. So I think we need to pool in our resources and become travel buddies ourselves, and when you're flying to India, any everybody who's listening, when you're flying to India and back, make sure you make a profile. Even if you don't want to charge anything, that's fine. But if you want to charge something, that's great as well. It'll help you reduce the cost of your ticket.
Yeah.
You're basically doing something that you would have done anyway. Helping somebody. For your parents, you would have done this as well. You know what anxieties you go through when your parents travel. So let's make the burden easier for somebody
Yeah,
else.
yeah. Like giving back is important, especially if you face the challenge. I totally get it. But I also want to, like, before the last couple of questions, but I think it will be a huge miss if we don't talk about safety. I know when you were talking about or showing us the platform, I see that you are uploading an ID or things like that. But security is going to be a top concern with something like this, when whether your parents are traveling, whether you are a travel companion or you are going to be accompanying someone. So are there measures outside of this? How do you make sure that they're like real authentic people who are trying to do this?
Absolutely. So we have tied up with a background check company, and so when your parents are traveling, for example, and you found a travel companion now, but you're not sure whether you're a little anxious that what if this person is a fraud, or what if this person
Mm,
doesn't exist, or something like that. So we've tied up with a background check company who will do criminal background checks, who will see if your companion has a background check, has a criminal record somewhere. But the thing is, it's a separate service. So because the background check company will charge you whatever fee the background check company is charging us, and you can pay that, and then we can give you the results of the background check in a few days. So that's one thing we are rolling out. It's almost in place. We're just integrating it into the website now, and so we are rolling out for people who have this worry about their parents traveling with somebody who probably has bad intentions. Now, to be on the other side, you're in an airport, there are cameras everywhere, and also to come to North America, you're vetted really well, like background checks are already done, etc. You cannot get a visa, and also you won't be able to
yeah.
cross the Indian customs if you have a criminal record. So I think the risk is very low, but even then we've offered this to people. If they want, it's an optional service, they can go for it.
No, you make a very interesting point, right? Like, I think the fact that not anyone can get on that flight, right? Like, it's
Yeah.
not possible for just anyone to do that. But if you still need your peace of mind, there is a way for you to
Yeah.
go do another background check if you need. No, thank you so much for sharing that. I definitely want to make sure that I'm touching on all the questions here. But like, for anyone who wants to do this, right? Like, what are your thoughts? Like, why should they be a travel companion? Why they should be using your service? Like, tell us a little bit more so that people know how to get started.
So the thing is, as I said, there are very few people who are putting themselves out and saying, I am ready to accompany anybody who needs help. Very few people are doing that. Now, skysage.com requires you to do that. If you are a travel companion, only then can you make a listing. Now, why we've introduced the payment into this mix, is to give people an incentive, to do this. Now, all of us know that tickets to India are very expensive. I mean, tickets from Canada, I don't know about the US, but from Canada, it's extremely expensive to travel to India. And direct flights, there are almost none. There are two or three direct flights. And so, you know, to reduce the cost of your travel, you can sign up as a travel buddy. what you're doing is basically what you would have done for your parents, just helping out here, helping out there, telling them in their language what's going to happen next. You're not carrying their luggage, you're not pushing their wheelchairs. We strictly recommend you not to do any of that, because that could be a security issue, and also, airports take care of that. You don't take care of it. So you can you're just guiding them to connect to Wi-Fi on the layover, things like that. Simple stuff. And if necessary, you can also stay in touch with their families. You can do it through Skyage, or you can share phone numbers. It's up to you. So it's something that helps the other person travel stress free, that helps their family be stress free. In the end, you can earn, if you say $150 per flight, you can earn up to $600, on a flight. That's practically, one third of your travel cost. If I mean, I don't know how much you pay, but in the US, but from Canada, it could be, half to one third of your travel cost. So it reduces your travel cost a lot. You can travel with up to four people. That's what's allowed on on SkySage. You can say I want to travel with one person, two, three, or four people, and so for per person, if you charge 150, $600. So that's it. It's a big reduction in in your travel cost. And so that's one incentive, that's one motivation to become a travel buddy. The other one is, it's simply to make somebody's life easier.
Yeah.
And you could be the difference between somebody seeing their children soon or not. So
No, I totally get it. I think the financial one is the easier incentive, right? Like the financial incentive is what we get, but I just don't know if, like, I think it'll be interesting to see as you and I stay in touch to like what is motivating people to do that. I personally think it will be more around the fact that, I got to help someone ensure like I can charge something reasonable. Uh, Personally, I think like charging very high amounts to kind of cover your costs, I just don't know how that would go, because you're also probably paying for your parents' travel, and that itself is a costly affair, and then you get an added cost. So I think it'll be interesting to see, but I think you've created this amazing platform that solves for a real challenge that exists. And for anyone who's watching, all the details will be in the description box. I encourage you to be a travel companion. I encourage you to like take a look and see if that helps your parents or in-laws or anyone that you know who will be visiting the US or Canada this year. So I think that's great. But Ketki, anything else about Sky Sage that we haven't covered?
I think we've covered most of it, and I urge the South Asian community to come forward, and travel easier for everyone. Another thing is that we're opening routes to UK, European Union, Australia, and New Zealand next week. So we've got all the paperwork in place for that, and now we're working towards opening new routes. So I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to help others on other routes as well, not just North America.
Amazing. So you're starting with North America, but it's like going to be truly international. So if your parents are traveling other parts of the world, or if you're traveling or you need help, I think that's going to be fantastic. But Ketki, your journey is super inspiring. You are on a mission to like really solve for problems that's impacting the community, and that's such a beautiful mission to have. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
Any
you so
parting
much.
words?
Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for listening, and thank you so much, Priya, for having me on your show. Thank you.
No, absolutely. Thank you so much. And for everyone who's still here, if things aren't going your way, remember it's okay, Yaar, because they will eventually turn around. With that, this is Ketki and Priya signing off. Until next time, have a wonderful day.